let's see what's going on with PS and see what's happening with them and Capcom. Because, you know, we gotta support our boy chat.
If you've made it to my video, then it means you're probably excited or just curious about this game. Just like...
Well, real quick. If we're gonna get into the discussion, though. I don't know how I feel anymore about Exoprimal. Because on one hand, the fourth time we played it and the marketing, you feel like, it's there. But after playing the lap beta and realizing how much story content just gather around, and I have so many questions, it's just like, maybe it might be a little bit above average. Maybe. It on Game Pass, so we're gonna try it. I'm like in that funky area. I can't tell if it's like a game that exists or like guilty pleasure. Like in that like funky area, and I can't wrap my head around it right now for me.
Today, I'm going to be talking about some of the interesting aspects about Exoprimal and the community and its game direction.
Wait, you got a community?
Honestly, if I didn't even play the beta, I probably wouldn't be making this video right now. For some reason, the
same.
videos and advertisements really didn't capture my interest.
Yeah.
On the outside, it looks like a bunch of mashed up Capcom concepts that weirdly didn't attract me immediately. But when I actually gave the game a shot during the open betas, I actually had a blast playing the game even without all of its main content. So I don't know what the hell is going on, but the whole thing surrounding
question mark
is interesting, right? Capcom putting out a new IP test.
Like I said about it, it feel like Capcom from like the PS2 generation.
In the waters to see how a fully
PS2 generation, yeah.
multiplayer game is gonna do at an era where realistically this game looks like it should be free to play.
It should be.
God, this is available on Xbox Game Pass for $10 a month, because otherwise this would really make Capcom look like they don't even understand the industry they're working in.
Yeah, absolutely.
PlayStation players. Sorry, you guys gotta pay full price for this thing. Luckily for all of us, though, it seems like the director actually gives a shit about his own game, so at least that's one major thing going for it. Just keep in mind, I wrote this video and worked on it before the game is even out. Also, before we start talking about the nitty-gritty, I just want to give a quick shout out to the Exoprimal Discord. I got to have a pretty enjoyable conversation with one of the Discord admins there, and it seems like there are a lot of passionate Capcom fans all hanging out together, anxious to see how well this game does. So go check
I hope it do good, but I think gonna live or die by Game Pass though.
I think in general, there are a lot of weird feelings floating around about this game. Mostly, it seems that there is a appropriate amount of cautious optimism, just because on the outside, it seems like Capcom has some scarce faith in their own brand new IP. I mean, half of the latest Exoprimal showcase was fucking countdown timer with ads showing their other games and that one goddamn cursed mobile Mega Man game. At least, by the end of it, I was thankfully excited for the release of the game and the new content.
Yeah, that's the other thing about it. Like, yeah, I think that's the other thing that is just, like, odd about that. Like Piet put it great there, of, like, at least to marketing-wise, it kind of like, you know, okay. But playing it got me enough intrigue, because, like I said, I'm living in a paradox right now. But with that being said, like, yeah, Capcom had put in a lot into that for whatever reason. Like, it showed up at multiple events. They are constantly talking about it. Like, you know, maybe that underdog net. Maybe that's what it is. That actually nice here of like, might it be because they believe in it? Might be because it's gonna be mind blowing once it's out, and we all just kind of wrote it off, or I don't know. It's just like one of them cases that it indeed does feel like Capcom is hoping they're going to be the net big IP. Or maybe they know secretly we're going to get to the end and we're going to find out they connected to Dino Crisis, and then the fan base going to go insane and, you know, everybody going to lose their goddamn mind all in one go. I don't know, but like I said, if it is end up being Dino Crisis in the end, I'm not against it. Because Dino Crisis, you know what the hell it wanted to be, from 1 to 2 to 3 to maybe this. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be getting any anytime soon, though, 24. But I don't know. This whole game at Apelda, it bothered me so much so much so I gotta play it now.
Launch. But as someone who's excited for this game myself, the whole vibe around Exoprimal feels like we're finally gonna meet that long-distance girlfriend that we've been slowly investing our emotions into for the past year. We don't know if the relationship's gonna last, or if she's gonna have enough content, or more importantly, if the dinosaurs are gonna be getting the huge boob mods that the other Capcom games get. One of the reasons
Tag team boob up.
I wanted to make this video in particular is mainly because of the director itself. So this is Takuro Hiro. So this is Takuro.
Don't even try. Don't even try. It's fine.
Harry Taco. According to MobyGames.com and VideoGamesChronicle.com, he was in charge of planning for Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. He was a game designer for Monster Hunter Generations. Got a special thanks for working on Resident Evil 5 and its Gold Edition. And he was a lead director for Monster Hunter Iceborne. I mean, that's a really good track record. So,
oh god, that is.
On this game concept
that is a lot of good games.
Because one of the interesting problems that I think he's trying to solve with this game concept is possibly how to make a multiplayer game with story with no actual story mode. Basically, as you play through the multiplayer game modes, you're being drip-fed the story the more and more as you keep playing the multiplayer.
Yeah, I think it's like go by levels, right?
We aren't going to be playing this game for its lore or story, but also having lore and history and a background for your world to exist in can help the player become more immersed in the world that they're watching or interacting with.
And honestly, it seemed like obviously we are trying to pull back a little bit from like Titanfall 1 here with it tweaked up, but at the same time, it's like I want to know how this actually operates, because it seemed like it was like random in the beta. But was it tied to rank? Was it tied to level? Is it like you do 5 games, you get toy? How far are they gonna stretch out? Is it like a 10-hour thing and then you get to rank 10 and then no more toy? Like, I have a lot of questions on this beyond what we've seen in the beta.
For Takedo trying to make this concept work, what he's trying to accomplish with this game isn't easy. I just hope there's a proper button for skipping cutscenes. Now, this is all just assumption, but there's something else I'm sure you're wondering about as well. Why the hell is this multiplayer-only game $60 straight off the bat?
Yeah.
It wouldn't make much sense for
it should be free to play.
His first debut brand new game on the line like this. Well, if Capcom as a publisher is being sketchy about how they're advertising this game, then I'm sure they have something to do with it. I mean, if they're paying for the bills for how this game gets made, then they of course get to decide how this is handled. So if they still want to make enough money but allow people an affordable way to try out the game, then I guess it makes sense for them to be putting it on the Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
And by the time they take it off Game Pass, it seems like they might have enough content dropped in the game to make it worth the whole $60.
I'm telling you, Game Pass to make it or break it on that.
You could make some comparisons to this game being some kind of Anthem Overwatch hybrid. But there's one thing this game might achieve that those two had a ton of difficulty trying to do correctly. And I think what Exoprimal is trying to do is be the most possible fun without any of the bullshit getting in the way. I'm not going to say it's going to do better or worse than either of those games because it's hard to know right now. But Overwatch is filled with its own massive problems that also hang directly on character balancing. When really sometimes you just want a fun team battle game to play. Also, none of that PvE shit is coming. And then Anthem had so much bullshit surrounding its own progression and development that in the end, all I wanted to do was just beat shit up in an Iron Man suit. Now that's forever gone to the history of embarrassing video game deaths. It seems like we're finally getting that chance to have that team-based power fantasy again with Exoprimal. So the next thing you're probably wondering is, what's the deal with Capcom and dinosaurs? I think Takurito actually gives us a hint as to why these things actually make for a compelling video game enemy type. In one of the interviews,
Capcom loves them.
Says that
historically, dinosaurs are some of the strongest creatures that have ever roamed. So when players are going up against dinosaurs, the reality is that it's the strongest versus the strongest, and it's a battle of who's going to come out on top as the strongest of the strongest. I am an AI-generated voice. Please, someone kill me.
And at first, you would sort of brush this off as some sort of basic reason as to why there's even dinosaurs in the first place. But here's kind of the genius thing about this, and it's probably why Monster Hunter even has dinosaurs in the first place. Ever since any of us were children, we have grown up knowing that dinosaurs are these big, heavy, bulking,
Godzilla
destructive
chat.
beasts. There have been so many pieces of entertainment and pop culture over time that show the pure, raw, primal power of these big-ass motherfuckers, like Jurassic Park or even The Land Before Time. Or shit, if I really even think about it, it's even the first theme surrounding the original Power Ranger suits. I don't know why the fuck the Power Rangers even needed dinosaurs to begin with. I mean, you guys should be watching Kamen Rider anyways. And at one point, we know these assholes actually existed in reality.
Oh my god, okay.
Time ago.
Well, we know where you fall in the tokusatsus, I see.
Laid out since childhood for
PS. I have a discussion about Gallo. I can't bet for the new season. At least up to Masinki. I'm waiting. But don't worry. Kiba and Ryuki. Bet. Dino. Oh my god. Oh, Decade. I mean, not Dino. Decade, on the other hand, like, what the fuck? I think they're still trying to retcon that into making sense, right? 20 years later, 10 years later. Tangent, let's not go down a Conwild tangent. I got plenty of thought on Conwild chat.
Dinosaurs to be a deeply subconscious, intimidating type of enemy to fight in a video game. And you know what else is cool? Fucking Iron Man suit. Do I need to explain myself further? Who doesn't want to be some normal guy jumping into a suit that can make them fly and shoot missiles and stop a train and, more importantly, beat the ever goddamn shit out of motherfucking dinosaurs? The more I thought about this game concept and why the director might have wanted to make a game like this, the more I began to realize that Takinko Friggar was really trying to combine two badass things into one fun power fantasy fighting experience. The last thing I wanted to mention is that it seems like he's honestly trying to make the best game he can for the players who will enjoy it the most. During the beta, initially a lot of people were turned off by the idea of this strictly being a PvEVP experience.
Yeah.
So when they put out a survey and got feedback about what people disliked about it, they actually took the time and changed this game from no longer being strictly a PvEVP experience, which is kind of a big deal because even making small changes with a game like this takes an entire small team of people to make sure it's a lot of work that has to go through a whole bunch of fucking people. Yeah,
Yeah, because Capcom is huge, so...
You can't turn on strict PvE matches until you get past a small portion of the game's progression, which I don't know if that's for actual lore reasons or to get people to experience its more competitive side. But
It might be a little of both.
People who even stick around enjoying this game for its entire lifetime will probably be playing the core PvEVP experience anyways.
Yeah,
The
probably.
fact that the director himself is encouraging actual feedback to make these kinds of changes means that he might be one of the few directors who actually wants to see his own game thrive with a community that holds it up. How long these changes will take to be implemented after feedback is anyone's guess right now, but let's hope we don't have to
We
wait
deal
full
super
3
early.
damn months to get the much needed overdue updates. And even the updates themselves look like he's trying to squeeze the
Yeah,
most
somebody
juice he can get
taking
out of his
dabs,
own
he'll
content
shout.
by, not only adding more challenges and maps and exosuits over time, but even add in different variants of the exosuits to hopefully fill the gaps of content we wish we could get sooner. Also, just gonna shout out how cool it is we're gonna be getting a Monster Hunter collab in January. And look at
Oh!
the variant for roadblock.
I knew about the Street Fighter one. I did not know about the Monster Hunter one.
Alpha skin from Pacific Rim. How cool is that shit? Exoprimal is really a new sort of niche game in its own sort of hybrid genre, and I'm guessing the game.
Oh god,
will
it comes out on the
explode in
14th?
popularity or be the next big thing. But
Oh god, it
this
comes out
game
tomorrow,
has a
doesn't
core
it?
audience that is big enough to keep it alive, and a director that actually gives a shit for the next 3 to 5 years. Then I think that's good enough for its community, and that's good enough for me. If you made it to the end of the video,
time
I
is
really
kicking in,
appreciate you
chat.
watching the whole thing. I've been specifically making videos for PSO2 and GS ever since I started this channel, but I'm gonna start branching out and making videos about other games like Exoprimal. So if you like,
Yeah, I
want
wanna try it.
commenting and hitting the
Like,
button and subscribing helps
by
the
the time
channel
we
grow.
were
It
done
feels
with
weird using my PSO2 character over another game.
You'd be fine, PS. But like I said, like I played the 4th beta. I didn't get too much into it because the 4th beta was happening at the same time as Diablo. But I played the lap beta, and I kind of like walked away from it being like, it's there to, what the fuck are you? You know, it like I said, I'm in like a enigma state with it right now. But yeah, I will absolutely play it at long. And on Game Pass, I will, you know, flee technically because of that. So yeah, I will absolutely try. I didn't hate it. Like by the time I beat the beta, or you know, got through the beta, I hit that point like, man, I want more story. I want more. I want, you know, I kind of at the end of that beta hit a point where like, outside Enigma stuff, also started getting into the whole like, okay, since the progression, you know, we level up, but nothing happened in the beta from leveling. So I'm like, okay, what exactly happened when you level? What is the microtransaction looking like? What, you know, I get the best way to put it, I came out of it with questions instead of like, oh, that's fine. Which when we told me coming out of it asking questions is like a very good sign for me at least. So, I will give it another go. I feel about this as I do about, which we need to get back to at some point. Like I do about, Evercore, of just like, it's something here. And I'm curious. It's something there to make me care enough to actually want answers to questions. Add to the list. I did not realize with the 14th. I knew it was sometime that month. I didn't realize with the 14th. So, but yeah, we will absolutely stream it. Why not?
But fuck it. NGS is slowly killing itself, so I might as well get the most out of it. I really did have a lot of fun playing the beta, and I know
did
this
too.
game isn't going to be for everyone.
No.
But if Capcom buries another goddamn IP I like, I'm going to lose my fucking shit. You guys already did this with Beautiful Joe and Lost Planet, and I'm pretty sure Gotcha Force is dead as fuck.
He not wrong. Like, oh god, he not wrong. Oh, poor Gotcha Force. Oh, that gave me what? Isn't that like a $500 like game at that point? But real quick, chat. Hang on. Let me see. What is the YouTube analytics looking like on Exoprimal right now? I'm curious. What are we looking at here? How many people actually care about it? Man, yeah, not a lot of people are caring right now. Like, there are about as many people making content that actually care about it. Yeah. That is a little sad.
In before, we want Metal Gear Solid 3 becomes a thing.
Don't you worry. We've been in Metal Gear. We doing it. We all doing it. But yeah, here you go, chat. Go give Piet some love, chat. At least if anything, I get me and him will be talking about that for like 5 minutes. If anything, I guess. But
how much is a penny? 1 cent.
We want Metal Gear Solid 3.
Fine, chat. We can do Metal Gear 3. Fine. But either way, give love, like, favorite, and subscribe. It will probably go up as a separate video because want to promote as much as possible. Also, I'm kind of curious on engaging, like how the audience on this side feel on YouTube. So
Make
yeah.
sure you keep hitting that like button.
But nonetheless, let's get back to it. Come on over twitch.tv/TroyMaconn. If you want to see the streams, we live right now. There'll probably be a video after the fact. Say bye to YouTube, chat. That's what I thought. Anyway, back to it, chat.